I don't think we've ever told this story.
We might have done.
We might have mentioned it, but like maybe when it was fresh. Or
okay, so
I don't know.
Jarlings, maybe the scientists within our community, the people who know something who aren't us.
Mm-hmm.
We had an experience.
It was a while ago now. When was this? A year or two ago?
Yeah, it was probably around summertime. So it's when it's getting dark. Yeah, it's getting dark. Later. And we went to our local town, Chippenham, for McDonald's.
No, it was Caribbean, wasn't it? I swear it was back.
It might have been.
It was the delicious local, yummy Yanni's.
So it was dark.
I was driving.
You were driving. It was dark, and we're driving back. We're driving, literally leaving the town. We go around this roundabout. We're speeding up, and then suddenly the whole entire sky goes daylight, and not just a flash. It goes daylight for probably 3-5 seconds max.
Bright white.
It wasn't that long.
Yeah, it was.
It
wasn't like a light switch. It wasn't like a light switch.
It was like a light switch. You're tripping if you thought that was 3 seconds.
But 3 seconds is long.
That's what I'm
short,
saying.
As in it's short.
No,
it wasn't.
It's
it
long.
wasn't. It wasn't like a
1,
switch.
2.
It wasn't on and
3.
off.
It wasn't. It wasn't
on
that
and off.
fucking long.
It was enough that it made me glitch out while living in my life. It was that long where I was just like, what?
But the holes everywhere filled up with this white
the trees
light.
looked green. Like it
was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole sky filled with light. And from memory, the lights turned off.
Is that right?
The lamps.
Did the lights go out?
Or they were already off or something.
Well, it was towards sunset, wasn't it? So maybe it wasn't dark enough for the...
I don't think it was... No, I think the sun already set.
Yeah, I think the sun had already set.
It had been set because it was dark. It was proper dark.
I'm pretty sure the lights cut out, and then there was the flash, and then everything returned to normal, and it was like, huh?
Yeah, it was like...
There was
because I remember then, because as soon as it happened, we were like, what the... Cause I thought I'd only seen it, so I was like, what the actual... Is this some weird phenomenon?
And there were 5 of us.
Yeah, in the car. And we were like, what the...
Yeah, like what?
It freaked the out of all of us.
I was waiting for a noise. That's what I was waiting for, but there was no noise. Nothing.
It literally just happened, and then nothing was different.
Yeah.
But the thing
what is that, an EMP? Well, what is going on?
Well, yeah, I wondered if it was like a transformer.
But this is
because
the thing.
I thought that because of the lights turning off. I can't think of what they called.
But why would it fill the entire sky?
This is the thing. It doesn't feel like an isolated aerial thing because it's all of the sky in the distance was all light.
And we had a proper open view. You could see for quite a lot.
You can see the hills approaching where I live. It's like this much airspace, and all of it was bright coloured. It's like when you switch a palette in any game where there's a camera mode and you can switch the filter. It felt like that.
Yeah,
but everything would just become really saturated.
But what is it?
But this is the thing. The moment it happened, it wasn't lightning though.
Again though. Waiting for the sound. There was no sound, nothing. There's no sound at all.
But we also weren't in an area with a transmitter. There was not.
But we were also in a car, listening to music, talking.
Nah, we weren't. The music wasn't loud.
But the scale of what the visuals, there would have been a sound to match it, surely.
I don't know if it was really far away. I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't weird, but you want to just explain it.
But there's no reason because the area where that was leaving the roundabout. We're entering countryside.
Yeah.
There's no transformers. There's no obvious light source that would cause... And obviously, even if the light source was in our direct area, why would it fill every bit of sky that was within a mile's range?
I've never seen anything like it.
But this is the thing. As soon as it happened, I was like, I'm going on Chippenham Facebook, spotted.
Yeah.
To find... To this day, there's no record of anyone mentioning it happened. Which is weird.
Yeah. So, but I keep thinking about it, and I can't come up with an explanation.
Because
I think that is the weirdest bit.
Is that nobody's mentioned
no one meant
because it's just by in Chippenham. It's roundabout that leaves right next to that roundabout. There's a housing estate, and there's houses on either side of us as well. So there was people in that direct area who would have seen it. So how has nobody ever mentioned it?
There were cars in front and behind us as well.
Yeah, coming to the roundabout as we were leaving. Yeah, but somehow I've never. Ever. I've gone back to search for it around that day. Never ever been mentioned.
Look, what could logically make
an
event of that scale?
I know some people are going to say flares. Because flares are highly illuminating, but that's a different kind of light because it's light downwards. as the flares facing
Yeah.
down. It's not illuminating all the known sky in view.
And like, yeah, it wasn't like there was a point where it was most bright.
No, it was
Literally the entire sky was white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a flare where,
It goes up and then it's a slow
you can see
descent.
sort of origin point.
And I can
The
say
best
it's not
way
a flare because where I live is actually directly opposite one of the artillery ranges for the British Army, and we've seen flares there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
sometimes
saw
you hear
that.
the tanks in
Yeah.
the background. Yeah.
We used to look at that and think, what on earth is that?
And it was just
That's
like, oh,
weird.
it's flares,
Yeah.
because they just fly
Yeah.
up and then illumination slowly falls down. But it's not flares. The only other explanation would be like a meteorite or a meteorite.
Meteorite.
Because naturally, as they enter the atmosphere and they get to that speed, they do emit a horribly light.
That's
Right,
true. I
right.
hadn't considered meteor.
But it'd
why
have to be a huge
Yeah,
one
why
for
would
it
it
to be
fill the
that.
whole sky with light like that? Do they do that?
I
They
can't
do,
imagine.
they do make a whole lot of light. But there was no way it could be, because surely someone would have noticed a meteorite.
It felt like, and I know this is cringy, it felt like when a video game glitches.
Yes.
Yeah, it did.
Straight up. It was like,
we said at the
that's
time,
why we
it
all
was
had
like,
to say, like, you saw that, right?
yeah, it was like, is this the simulation? Just like they actually
Yeah.
turned the brightness setting off.
They ran out of
Yeah,
RAM
like
for a minute.
they put on daytime and they're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
That's what it felt and looked like. And I know there's probably some phenomenon that has been like noticed that does this.
Yeah.
But it's the way that the trees and everything look like daylight. Every single detail of everything nearby look like daylight.
Yeah.
I don't understand how that can just happen.
So outside of being tangentially related to Jim's ghost experience, that's the only supernatural thing I've ever experienced and can't explain.
There's no, like I'm thinking of it now, I'm remembering it perfectly, and it was like horrifying. How?
Yeah. How? Why? What?
I feel like there is definitely an answer and someone.
I've googled
in
like
the know
I've googled everything to do with random light phenomena.
Please,
and I
if a
can't
Jarling
find
can
it.
think of something out of the box, you're good at thinking out of the box. Give us theories, because it's been on my mind. I can't get it out of my mind. Every few weeks, I'm like, what was that?